Sumerians believed in a group of deities or gods called the Anunnaki. They thought the Anunnaki were the ones responsible for creating the first humans on the planet. Most scholars place the Anunnaki in the same category as the Greek gods from Mount Olympus. But there are others who think the Sumerians were onto something and that they had encountered aliens from another planet who really did mold men and women from the mud like it said God did in the Bible. Number 9. The pre-Adamite race. The theological belief doesn't necessarily say the intelligent creatures were human, only that they were smart like humans. The theory confirms Adam as the first technical human, distinct from the pre-Adamites who came before. This is a pretty wild theory, and one that's been around for at least 2,000 years. Number 8. The myth of the first man. In the Islamic creation myth, Adam was created of all the earth of the world, and that was an explanation for why some people had different colored skin. We can see similar stories all the way in China. In ancient Rome, after the gods separated light from darkness and earth from sky, they created all the animals. But they also lost interest because the animals didn't seem that smart to them. So they mixed earth with rainwater to fashion the first man. Number 7. The Garden of Eden discovered. On a hot summer day in 1994, a shepherd in the desert plains of eastern Turkey came across a stone sticking out from the dirt. It was one of many stones forming an ancient lost city, one that historians say may have been the fabled Garden of Eden, where Adam and Eve first resided. After the sheepherder made the discovery, news of it spread. It was named Göbekli Tepe, and it's currently one of the oldest archaeological sites on the planet. It's also arguably the most mysterious. The entire place is filled with wonder. The stones are inscribed with totally bizarre images. Estimates date the site at being 12,000 years old, making it 3 times as old as Stonehenge. Back when it was discovered, archaeologists thought they had found something from a fantasy. Nobody could understand how people who were essentially cavemen could build something so ambitious and spectacular. Number 6. Adam. The creation of Adam appears to come after the initial creation of humanity. Some more scientific interpretations of the book of Genesis say that Adam was the first king, not the first man. We can see how the Bible says God planted a garden in Eden, and from there Adam oversaw the fields. What this appears to really describe is a king named Adam ruling over a place called Eden, some mysterious ancient city, and its great agricultural gardens. Number 5. The first man according to science. According to science and fossil records, the very first humans emerged in Africa 2 million years before today. Scientists aren't completely sure who the first human was, but they have identified the oldest currently known. It's called Homo habilis, and it lived 2.4 million to 1.4 million years ago. There was also the Homo rudolfensis and the Homo erectus from around the same time. These were indisputably the first human beings that evolved before Homo sapiens. Number 4. The antediluvian world of Genesis. There was almost definitely major flooding throughout Mesopotamia and the Mediterranean around 5,000 years ago. According to the Bible, it was a time of great wickedness. Giants roamed the earth, angels descended from heaven and bred with wicked humans to create abominations known as the Nephilim, and there were terrible sea serpents that ruled the oceans. Most scientists agree that none of this was true. They say the flood happened, but not because of God purging the planet of wickedness due to Adam eating some fruit. It was almost certainly caused by a rise in sea level following the end of the Ice Age. Number 3. The children of Adam. The family tree of Adam is all very, very confusing. But it may not be all that incorrect. Popular geneticists believe the original human population was almost microscopic. Based on years of looking at human DNA, scientists like Dr. Wallace at the Emory University School of Medicine in Atlanta have identified an original population of about 2,000 people, and all of these humans appear to be traced back to a single couple. These people lived somewhere in Africa, and they began breeding about 144,000 years ago. Number 2. The Nephilim and the Sons of Man. There is a very strange passage in Genesis which discusses the breeding of Adam's daughter with the sons of God. The passage states that when men began to multiply across the face of the land, and they produced daughters, the sons of God in heaven became attracted to those daughters. They took as many wives as they pleased, and this enraged God. He didn't want his own angels getting together with the sinful humans, and so he allegedly shortened their lifespan to only 120 years, called them Nephilim, and summoned a flood to get rid of them because they were abominations. To help eradicate any traces of paganism in Israel, the religious leaders of the day may have added the story of the Nephilim as a way to discourage telling stories of demigods. Number 1. The future of humanity. The ancient people believed there was a pre-Adamite race of human-like beings that looked like us but weren't entirely like us. In 2,000 years, humans could be an entirely new species. We are getting bigger and stronger. Scientists believe mortality drives size evolution. Over the past 2 million years, we've gotten significantly larger. In the future, puny 6-foot, 1.8 meter tall humans could be myths told around campfires by primitive men and women who grow to be 12 feet, 3.6 meters tall, and have tiny brains.